Hello. Nobody ever watches my videos. If anybody watches them this time, I doubt it very much though. I'm making plarn. Plastic yarn. I got back from the dentist today. I had 2 fillings put in. Next time around, I'm gonna have a crown replaced. How fun. My dental insurance said, oh wait, you don't get to get that other crown fixed. We don't see anything wrong with it, even though the dentist clearly sees something wrong with it. I'm like, why are you disagreeing with my dentist? Are you dentists? You insurance pencil pushers? I hate health insurance. I want to abolish all health insurance companies. All of them. Get rid of them. All of them. Get rid of it. Instead of health insurance, we should all have health savings accounts. And for those of us who can't make a living, like me, the government should put money into the health savings account every month so that the person who owns the savings account gets to decide what to do with the money in the savings account. Nobody else. And if you want to get something done that costs a lot more money than you have, then I guess you wait until you have enough money. Like with anything else. And if it's an emergency, an actual emergency that you absolutely have to get done, then that should be covered by Medicare. It should just cover it. So that you don't have to have a health crisis from not being able to afford something. Okay, so like for me, I needed to get these done, but they weren't a life-saving threat. Like they weren't going to kill me. So if I had a health savings account, I could have looked at my health savings account and said, okay, I've got this much money in there, and this is how much it costs. I think I'll wait until I have enough money to get these done. And then when I decide to get them done, I listen to my dentist. Maybe I shop around and find another dentist to get their opinion. And then I decide, okay, I'm going to spend this out of my account. It's my decision to spend this money on this thing. Well, in my case, it was getting fillings. And my next visit will be replacing a crown. I should be the one who decides, not somebody else. But that's how it works. That's how insurance works. Whether it's insurance companies that are paid by the government, in my case, or insurance companies paid by the private individual, possibly in your case, I don't know. They're the ones that decide. They're like, oh, well, we're not going to pay attention to what your doctor says. They don't care what your doctor says. Your doctor says you're not healthy. We're not going to pay for it. Your doctor says you need this. Nah. Screw that. I want to get rid of that. People talk about how much they love their insurance companies. Do you really love your health insurance company? What does your health insurance company do but get in the way constantly and present a headache for billing departments constantly? I get bills in the mail for things that I shouldn't be getting bills in the mail for because this stuff is supposed to be paid for. I'm on Medicare. Ah, dang it. Why did that happen? I tested it. Anyway, just because health insurance companies can have some pretty neat features doesn't mean they deserve to exist. They don't, in my opinion, at all. They don't deserve to exist. They can go kick rocks. They can go do something else. Alright, I'm gonna start a video. I'm done ranting and raving about health insurance companies.
I'm a Cochise County farmer. We grow chili. Our seeds are sold all over the world. Our problem was water. We were losing. Governor Hobbs came in and gave us help. Governor Hobbs has been the most bipartisan governor that I've been able to work with ever in my 55 years in agriculture. Governor Hobbs is still strong.
Thank you, Governor Hobbs. You're doing a good job, Governor Hobbs.
She stands for what rural Arizonans want. We need Katie Hobbs another 4 years.
I agree.
Brett, this morning, I got up. Yeah. I looked out the window. Yeah. The lights in the garden. It was the timing that just clicked off. The sun is going. Oh, wow. What time is it? This is 4:47. Never seen it from that side. Really? No, I see it from the other side. Because of where you live? No, I see 7:45 right before I go to sleep. Do you remember the Houston Colt 45s? Oh, for sure. I went to the first game. That came up the other day in one of our podcasts. Did it? Yeah. Anyway, I decided I had an inner monologue with myself, and I said, you got to swim before you come to work. Yeah. Because you're going to feel better. Yeah. You're going to meditate. You're going to work, So I procrastinated. I talked to the dog who was sleeping in the bed with us. You live longer if your dog sleeps with you, by the way. Is that right? Yeah. John Hamm, may he rest in peace. Did he sleep in the bed with you? Well, yes. Okay. Is it too soon? All of a sudden? Yeah. Okay. I got to tell you a story really quick. I'm in the middle of a fucking story. But I'm in the middle of sharing something about Michael. Go ahead. All right. You know what? Our dog was named John Hamm. Right. And so Wags and Walks, where we got him, called this week. It spoke to Lori and said, "You want a new dog?" Well, no, they have a bigger facility now that they're financing. And so they went to their people who've been, given to them before, and we're looking to, saving dogs. And so she said, we're looking for people to donate $15,000. And if you can, we will name a wing after John Hamm. And I thought, how hilarious, really, because people would come in and see the John Hamm wing and they'll think it's the actor. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, John Hamm famously got his name because in the glitter they were all pizza toppings. And Ham wasn't working for you guys. And Lori, your wonderful wife, named him John Hamm because she likes John Hamm, the actor? Well, no. Okay. Jackson.
I love Whataburger.
Yeah. The brazen. Yeah.
I am
the actor was named after pizza toppings.
in love with this cup.
The actor?
Wow.
I mean, on
This is way better than the foam cups. The foam cups break really easily. But this, this is a cool cup. I like this cup.
And I went back to sleep, I think. I peed and I went back to sleep. Next thing you know, it's 6:07. Yeah. I think, boy, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it now. So I snuck out, said, went down, had my swim. How long? I swam 50 laps, 25 laps, 520 yards. I don't try to do 100, but it was the morning and I had my nose coming from it. Yeah. And I'm swimming and thinking and swimming and thinking and I'm meditating and I'm counting and thinking about the day. And I'm thinking how lucky I am. All that business. Yeah. Then I go into the house. Dog comes running down, he wants food. I make my green juice, parsley, cucumber, lemon, ginger in the grinder. Yeah. Grinders over in the corner kitchen, hopefully not away from GDF. Then I drink my hot and cold that together as well. Warm lemon water, then my by that time the grinder's done mixing all that shit together. I drink that, push the button on the coffee, then I go to the cards. I'm going through our guests and my questions. So then I was thinking about you. I was looking forward to getting it. I pre-packed my bag. You pre-packed your clothes? Yeah. So my bag was packed and I'm ready to go. Yeah. I'm standing there outside my door. I thought, what's Fred doing? On the jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. I hate to go. Okay, so you're running around to say that very time? You're probably in the car already. No. Well, maybe, because I have to get up a little bit. Exactly. So, this morning was only really announced. But generally, I pop out of bed. Right? First thing I like to do is have an omelet of some sort before I've done anything. remember Peter Evangelistus? Of course. I'm just cracking myself up. I really do. It's so unpathetic. Peter used to say, Dory,
I have pizza.
I got a beautiful pizza for you guys.
Pancake-sized pepperoni slices. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, pizza.
I've smoked 5 halves. Come over for Christmas and we'd be outside. Yeah, I'm bored at Ken, still have occasions to come. Remember when you used to have a breaker or a lighting setup and you go outside your door? And, not me. Yeah. Well, it was like when I stoned in the parking lot in Colorado. We were the only one that didn't get stoned. We all went back into that convention. You guys, it was horrifying. It was like being with 11th graders. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I was shaking this one night. We all decided, not we, you guys all decided to go outside. Right. Go someplace where you're not going to be seen. And clouds of pot smoke going like this. And I'm looking at you guys going, what's this? You know? And he went back inside. You guys were under control. Laughing. Falling on the floor and everything. This must be 38 years ago. This was right after. This is when we were Denise was with us and Casey and Rena and with the 25 Will. 25. No, I think it was way back in the when we first started doing cons and we all got to know each other. You know the premise of the show? I've seen clips. So you get the gap. Oh, right. Turn over with your. I don't know the gap, but when we drop a name, the name gets out. Okay. You guys want to go? Yeah. Okay. You want to do it? No, I don't like it. He's got to concentrate. Okay. I told him this, but I told him we were talking. I'm not going to talk. Oh, then he's not ready for a podcast. You know what I'm suggesting? That he say that, remember Larry Hagman? Larry Hagman used to have this thing where Sundays he would not speak. He had for years. He would not speak on a Sunday. And he's been talking all week. He's been talking all week. Plus, he wanted to preserve his energy, and he would have so much more to offer later in the week. He didn't talk one day. And I said, Gordon should suggest that he doesn't talk on Wednesday. Oh God, I'm sorry, but I do not talk day. Yeah, but I'll just send you a little notes. Yeah, exactly. That's what Larry did. But we may hope for that by the end of this. No, I think Dorney's going to kill it. Do you? Yeah. Bring the suspect. Yeah. I found out shit about you that I didn't know you one time. No shit. And I got a lot of questions. Yeah. Okay, so just what we kind of like to start with, and then we go from there. But who have you, this is called dropping names, that's what we like to do. Who have you, and since you haven't seen the show, who have you ever been in a room with? I got a gun. Okay, all right. Who have you ever worked with, or been in a room with, or met, or just hung out with, whatever, that you thought, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm standing next to this person, and someone I've admired for so long, I just can't believe it. Is there somebody like that for you? Not really.
same stuff. But there was one guy, that I watched practically all my life. And then when he left a particular show that he had for, and this is a very famous and wonderful actor.
Mark Harmon? Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Did I mention? No.
I just said that because he just left the show.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And after this particular show was, we had many parts and we played incredible stuff. It was just amazing time. And I had a bit part on a TV show.
Okay.
And it was Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith.
And it was really nice because we're on a break. You know, they shot a scene and we're on a break and we go over to the craft service table and they just happen to have a Ritz cracker. Ooh. And I go, and he gets one and eats it, and I get one and eat it. He eats it, and I go, good cracker. And he goes, good cracker.
And it made your wife.
I remember a lot, but that's the one that stood out.
Yeah,
He was just, it wasn't like who are you? Just, he was so sweet. He went with me.
See, I worked with him one time. You did that one? I did.
He did a bunch of TV movies, and I remember this one movie where he was like an off-road biker.
Yeah, well, Shatner was in that.
He was horrible.
Yeah,
he was like abusive.
I did a TV movie with him. He was an evil judge. He was sending young girls to prison for, doing so, I don't know, whatever, just if they got drunk or hung out or something, he'd send them to prison. And I was playing the prosecuting attorney, and Shawnee Smith was the star of it, and I had to make her cry.
Where did that go?
Yeah, that made her cry. But Andy was, either he was just really in character, or I don't know what, but he was kind of tough, and he was,
Face of the Crowd.
Well, Face of the Crowd, he was like
That
a
character.
lot like Lonesome Rose was the character's name in the Face of the Crowd.
I think a lot of those old guys that we grew up with, they get to a certain point, right? I think they just realize, who's kind of shit, or they kind of go, you know what, this is not serious, and they really kind of relax. But there was two more.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I did a soap opera.
Yeah.
WEB. Nope, that was a TV show.
A soap opera is a TV show.
No, that was an actual network show. This was a soap opera.
I hate to say it, also on the network. Yeah. Okay.
Think of your friend Jeannie Francis.
Who was it?
47 years
This is
ago,
confusing.
ABC. Let me tell you something. I'm not,
How is a soap opera not a TV show? What is that about?
I'm not downing soap opera because I tried it and I couldn't do it. I'm just not. I just don't have that brain power that they need. I mean, they are like working. Anyway, couldn't agree with you more. But I was this one show Capital.
Oh, yeah.
And I was Lola Falana's boyfriend.
Lola Falana, she was a talent.
And the two actors that were on there were Richard Eaton and Rory Calhoun.
Oh my goodness!
And I was, I'm a cowboy, so I just went, excuse me, and they were just the nicest guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Rory Calhoun, the Texan. Remember that series, the Texans, the Cowboy series? I didn't know you were on Capital. You remember? I did some research on you. That's where I got the WEB.
Yeah, it was amazing because that was the lady that was the producer of that show.
Right.
Was Faye Dunaway was that's who she was portraying.
Yes. Oh, that
Anne Boleyn.
Anne Boleyn was
Henry VIII.
the wife. Third divorce, beheaded, survived, divorced.
Limbo.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. And we
Loosely based on.
and that's where That's where I did my first real gig.
So did you remember what you said to Rory or Richard Egan?
No. I use that once.
Okay.
I know, but I said, hey, I just, naturally, I said, yeah, I really, watch you guys and really, appreciate being here. And so what do you do? Interesting. The young kids were the ones that were kind of standoffish.
The old guard, Andy took me to lunch. He was one of the nicest, and Don DeFord did the same thing. I think Andy wasn't. Actually, to be honest, I think Andy was in the character.
I think he was,
because he, Face of the Crowd, we've mentioned, this is one of the greatest performances ever. I mean, he was known as, Andy of Mayberry and Face of No Time to Die. But Face of the Crowd, not as a great movie, but he's unbelievable. He's one of the ugliest characters ever on the screen, and he goes full at it, and he's fantastic. And I think he kind of was bringing that to this role, and couldn't quite get out of it while he was talking to people.
Sure.
Because I was going, "Oh, Mr. Griffith, I love you," and he didn't really want to talk. But he did tell me his whole career. I mean, where he started and all of that stuff. But anyway, Dorney.
Dorney. Did you work with Glenn Close on Jagged Edge?
You were in Jagged Edge?
Jesus, Dorney.
Did you just you and Glenn were in it?
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges, as I recall.
I have it on my phone if you like. It was one scene. Really, I played Dan Hisley.
Remember the character?
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn, Glenn, hold on.
And Glenn goes, okay, Dan, give me the bottom line. I go, bottom line, straight, solid breath. And then the machine loves him. He's telling the truth. Or he's the kind of ice cube even the machine can't melt.
At Vistaprint, we know you've got that idea for your business, like the trade show or the second location. But once that idea's on signage, giveaways, and apparel, it's so happening. Print your possible with code U20 for 20% off your first order at Vistaprint.com.
When your auto insurance shows up, every call, every
this
claim,
bottle is
every
full.
day, that's a win. J.D.
Of
Power has
plastic
ranked
bits.
AAA #1 for auto insurance customer satisfaction in the Southwest. 2 years
Full of
running.
plastic.
Get quote at AAA.com/quote. Visit jdpower.com for details. Popcorn
A new
chicken
bottle.
is back at KFC. Just $10 a bucket. Get hopping today. When I wake up in Las Vegas, I need the power of Old Spice. This place smells good. Yeah.
You can go all in and still go nowhere. Mastering effort starts with measuring it. Train smarter to go bigger with sleep, strain, and recovery. Only on the new Whoop.
Ooh, good line. Wow. That is a particular gift of his. He is able to recall.
Well, remember he took the piss out of Patrick. It was coming out of the Excalibur.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But that was, it is, your favorite films, and I know what your favorite film is, I think. It's Rio Bravo.
of course.
Yeah. And he can do every movie. Everyone. It's unbelievable.
John Logan, he saw it on an airplane.
Yeah.
And he says, Michael, I love that movie.
Well, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. I mean, you even give a little leeway to having Ricky Nelson.
Oh, I love it.
But he was like, kind of good.
Yeah. Well, I I guarantee you, Glenn Close did not do those lines that from Jagged Edge that Dorn just did.
She was.
Yeah.
May I tell you a little Glenn Close story?
Sure.
I was in a symphonic outfit drum
Yeah.
with David Aston, the British actor from Pittsburgh, and Glenn Close, and William Williams, who was called A Common Glory.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. There was a one about I turned it to Thomas Jefferson, of course, you turned it down. And Glenn and I played this American historical couple who did like 90 performances out in the heat of Williamsburg, Virginia. And at this point, she was a student there. This is before she became famous, obviously. and she was named Glenn Wade. I think she was married, and she invited me to a dinner party as a replacement for somebody.
It's too
And I
hot.
could tell that I was a replacement because at each of the table settings there was a
106
hard-boiled
degrees
egg
Fahrenheit
with the name of the guest on it. And at my table setting, there was a
outside.
hard-boiled egg clearly had been. They had either taken nail polish remover or something like that, and they tried to put either Frakes or John on the, and it was in there for a couple of whatever. But she's she's done it. She's still working. Oh, please.
I saw a thing on one of the social media with Sherry Lanson.
Oh,
And Sherry was talking about they didn't want her. They didn't want to see her
I feel
for
so
Fatal
hot.
Attraction.
what a performance.
And she kept saying please, and her agent kept saying you gotta say. And then she said, and she went in and she came in looking like that and did the scene. And they went, okay, we're sorry, you can have it. You know, she got the
And
scene.
her and Stopper play. I mean, she's. If you ran one around today, do you think she'd run into you? Glennie? Yeah. Yes. Okay. I've run into her.
I ran into her at Patrick's Lion in Winter.
Oh yeah. Did you do the lines for the guy who lived for her?
This is plarn
No,
that I'm not going to
no, I
use
said,
because
no,
it's sticky.
this closely together. And
Very
she was-
sticky.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Did she say?
Sticky.
She said, "Well, thank you, Dan. Nice to see you." I've got an egg with your name on it. I worked with Glenn briefly on
Times.
yeah, but one of my first jobs, I was an understudy. I think I mentioned this. I was an understudy in a play in New York,
Oh, it
and the
hurts.
two leads in the play were Glenn Close and Dwight Schultz, who were a couple. Exactly. And I finally got to go on, and
You understand Glenn?
I understand that.
Well, hello.
Yeah, and I got to go on finally. She was absent one day, and the rest is history. I mean, my career took off. Yeah.
And her stalled.
Yes, exactly. No, I didn't have so many amazing things. But yeah, she worked with a Patrick.
You know who, another side note that kind of a lesser star is John Anderson.
John Anderson, yeah.
He played the couple, the couple on the planet. He's a guy that I just
You were like, wow, I can't believe.
love.
Yeah.
He played my father in this time.
Is that right?
Yeah, wow, such a. There was I can't do the lines, but there was a scene where I was explaining, and it was just, I'm just blown away.
Yeah.
It's funny.
You had a lot of, you played Worf, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of interesting people that you worked with because you had Theodore Vittel played your father, is that correct? Stepfather, yeah. And
Georgia Brown.
Georgia Brown was your stepmother. You know, Georgia Brown from Oliver, who famously, she was the original Nancy in the musical Oliver in London.
There was a Theodore was wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going, look, the kid.
Did he go full Klingon?
No, they were humans. They were humans.
Right.
My real parents were killed, and they were immigrants.
So he raised you.
Yeah, they raised me on a farm planet. But
Yeah.
but the thing is that he comes in and says, I said, what is all this? Oh, you know, they're Russian. So you have the big Russian accent. And he says, why don't we beam in overseas? You speak Russian.
Ah, good idea.
And I go, it's a fabulous idea. You know, we had the call.
I was just about to bring that up, so we get the phone. Further?
Well, tell us, Michael.
He said, no. Really? And I go,
Not even try.
I mean, no. And he goes, no, we're trying to get away from like foreign languages. I'm like, we're in space.
Foreign languages. What about Klingon? That's God's
Yeah,
mom.
and then I said, well, I mean, it's a really good idea. It's only like 2 words, goes to the diamond or something like that. And he goes, well, I'll tell you that. If I call, yes. If I don't call, no.
What does that mean?
He just didn't. He didn't even think about it. He just didn't want to do it. He didn't know.
You still seem a little lifted.
I really
You've held on to it far too long.
Look at the body language.
yeah.
Yes,
Jeez,
please.
I'm in a field.
Yeah.
I know.
Can
I know you. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
I
remember when I had that argument with him. Yeah. He yelled at me, and Brett and me and Raina were in my trailer. And he yelled at me.
Killer?
You don't know
He
that.
rarely raised
You
his
don't
voice.
know.
I really don't. What happened?
They wanted me to do Deep Space,
Yes.
and I said no. And he called me and said, "You're the most unprofessional actor I've ever worked with."
Wow. Because you didn't want to do the part.
Yeah, and he says, "And I'll remember that."
Ooh.
And I went, "Are you threatening me?"
No shit. Wow.
And I said, he says, "No." I said, "That sounds like a threat."
Well, at least there's no bad blood there. You brought Killer up. And then you went to Deep Space for 5 years. And we had nothing but jealousy. You have had
Jealousy? Why
Well,
would you
because you
jealous?
were. I would have been happy to be on the series for another 5 years.
I thought you guys didn't want to do any more of this Star Trek stuff.
To me and Marina and I would be still doing it at 90 or however old we are now. If we had our druthers. If I had my druthers. I was going to run through some Klingons for you.
Yes.
Right? Tony Todd,
Oliver Shaw.
Oliver Shaw, Mary Chico. Did you train her up the way you did Kareem?
No. But she was. It was too bad because
I think it's what they were having a bad hair.
they did so much, and there's so much makeup.
Yeah.
So, but she was a doll.
And a good actor.
Uh-huh.
And of course, one of our all-time favorites, Susan Blackson.
Susan Blackson.
Yeah.
Really?
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was I feel bad about that.
What happened then? You had her fired, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really, what happened? You did put her fired?
No, it was a mistake. Morris Irvin.
Yeah.
Came to me. and
Oliver
he
Shaw.
said- And he says, "Hey, Mike, I'm trying to figure out something. Just piss me off more than anything else." I just made a joke, like, shit was all lady. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh wow. And then suddenly she was unemployed.
She did the show, and it was a great show, but she got killed at the end.
Well, did she come back?
You brought her back as a character.
Yeah.
I didn't come back as a Klingons.
Not as another character after that.
Oh, she had been another character before.
She was a Vulcan.
Oh, that's right.
Vulcan?
That's, you know what? That's not on you, Michael. It really is. That's not on
Yeah,
you.
they didn't have to kill him, actually.
Well, they didn't have to, obviously. It wasn't real. They were writing. Yeah, but let me just say this.
But she was great. She was great. And Tony Todd was excellent.
Yeah. Well, let's just say really quickly that clearly this is not a Star Trek show. We say that all the time. This is not a Star Trek podcast, but it is a Star Trek adjacent podcast because we sit next to each other and now we're across from you. So let's talk about Castle then. Yeah.
A stun.
One of the best experiences I've ever had.
You were on Castle. How many
I did.
Four?
Yeah,
Huh?
he was Stana's shrink. Stana, who was in Librarian Town. Both of us adored him.
Yeah. I love Nathan.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They were both fabulous. Yeah. And that historically was the problem with the show. The two of them didn't love each other.
But it was Rob Bowman.
Oh,
Fair
very
play.
directed those.
He
was the
We produced.
was the director. And I went in there and read for a doctor.
Right.
And he didn't know I was coming in.
Oh.
And he and I have a connection also outside of, which is I took him flying one day at night. And we're flying to San Francisco, and the airplane had a problem.
Oh my God, I'm glad we got you on the show.
Yeah.
And we came in and landed without a nose ring.
Seriously?
Sparks.
No shit.
We went up to Santa Barbara, took off, the tail wheel didn't come up. This is not good. So we got to Santa Barbara, flew by the tower. They said, "Hey, your wheels down." And so I flew around to burn off fuel. I came back into Van Nuys.
Wow.
And landed, and we were like, "Whoa!" We were like really cool and everything like that. And we drove back to my house, and there's a bar down at Kawanga or whatever, and within about 15 minutes we were drunk.
Yeah, that.
We were just smashed because we were just like. But he went again. He says,
He went up with you again.
He says, I got to get back on the horse. But anyway, I came in, read for this doctor,
Right.
one scene.
You auditioned for a doctor?
Yeah.
What a strange show that must have been. Oh, you need to play a doctor. Oh, sorry. Oh, there was Dr. Castor in the show.
No.
Dr. Castor. He was a doctor, he was a lawyer, he was a boyfriend. Remember this era?
Oh,
those
God.
were your parts?
Oh, yeah.
That's, we went up for the same parts.
Banal.
Banal.
Casual-
Casual dad,
Casual dad,
nice boyfriend,
nice boyfriend, or
troubled husband,
troubled boyfriend,
troubled boyfriend.
like a bad,
Yeah.
like a,
Never went up there. That's what I
Like
like.
an asshole boyfriend?
Asshole boyfriend, especially if you're a guest star.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they in the I went out for this. I played this one with oh God, she was in Kill Bill, Black Girl.
Oh,
Vivica.
Vivica Fox?
Yeah,
Vivica Fox.
Out All Night with Vivica and Patty LaBelle,
Ooh, come on.
and I was
I might be in Patty LaBelle's house in Philly, by the way. There we go. I love that.
just a creep, you know. And I got knocked out by the boyfriend.
Of course you.
It's just, but this one, Castle was just fantastic because I did 3 or 4 with her,
Right.
because they go off and they do their cops and robbers and stuff like that, and then at the very end, they had me in a sexy room, you know, talking about feelings and stuff like that.
Right up your alley.
And she was just spectacular. She goes, in fact, she's funny. I said one of the lines is like, you know, I can help. And I was being really sensitive.
Of course you
would. She was flirting with me. Okay. If you got to ask, I guess I'm not very well.
Yeah.
Oh,
He remembers every line he's ever spoken. Did you ever go up and play? No, I was.
He would never.
And this story really lays in why I
Yeah.
never go up and play. We used to play tennis.
Oh,
The Bowman story. Yeah, I had different experience. We used to play tennis on Thursday, and we finished our little tennis session, and he said, "We're gonna go test drive a Trinidad."
yeah.
And would you go with me? I said, "Yeah, I want to go with you. That sounds great." So we went to Van Nuys, test drove an airplane, stayed out to Gibson, you know, where we fly, and turn around and come back. And it was fabulous. It was me and Board and the owner, I guess,
The salesman.
the salesman. Take off plane, fly around, take the plane, watch the door fly. It's the coolest thing ever. And so it's a couple hours after tennis, and like, finally, we're done, we have lunch, whatever. I called, check on Jean, said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I went to test drive a plane with Dorney." "You what?" Luckily, she loved Dorney, but it was she was shocked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no real problem. I mean, Dorney, you are, and not everyone can call him that. Dorney, you are pretty much a professional pilot. I mean, you've never been paid to fly, but you can fly just about everything, right? He's flown with the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. Yeah. It's on my notes.
Air National Guard,
Cool.
Fresno Air National Guard. A B-1 bomber.
Did you fly as a passenger on one of those flights that just like went so fast and then it turns upside down and then you pass out?
But that story, not the Thunderbirds of the Blue Angels. Passed out twice.
You passed out twice. And they still invited you back a second time?
Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
no. You only get one ride,
Yeah.
but they film it.
Uh-huh.
And the first time I passed out, they go down the runway 400, 500, and they go, oh. And you got to do this. That thing.
Yeah. I don't know what that thing is. I
It's
just
a maneuver. It basically keeps the blood from going to your legs.
Oh.
Keep it up there because
The one that
works. And I think that one they kept in the film, but the other one they cut it out.
Yeah.
Because they said it was just too ugly.
I'd like to really get to see
I
that.
would too, don't you?
You like,
No, they erased it. They erased it.
oh, that's a missed
If
opportunity
somebody
right there.
did that to somebody, nobody would kill them. If they saw it, you know, my eyes were all like,
Oh, it sounds great.
oh, it's just horrible.
Oh, that's great.
But I had a great time.
Yeah, you still do. How many planes do you have now?
Yeah, just one.
How many planes? Yeah, just one. So German plane, the two-seater?
No, it's called a Piper Malibu. It's 6-seater, single engine, but it goes with
Because the people actually go with you when you go these days. You fly to Vegas anymore?
sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
Didn't you used to fly to Vegas for the con? Yeah.
But I did have a Chuck Yeager moment.
Oh.
Yeah, I had an F-86 Saberjet, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Took off from Van Nuys. I'll truncate this thing. I took off from Van Nuys. Got over to Hatchkey and was doing, you know, all my air work,
Right.
and aerobatics and stuff like that. And then at the end of it, you always go and you do approaches. And you do, you know, like approaches into, you know, this airport in Palmdale. And so I'm over Palmdale, not Palmdale, but over Mojave, and I get the next words, and the engine quits. Quits.
Oh, shit.
Ran out of fuel.
Oh, my goodness.
Wasn't
Did
my
they
fault.
check that?
Yeah, but the gauge cut.
Oh, my God.
And so I went, okay. And, you know, I've been trained for that, so I came in Palmdale. I hate to go back to Star Trek, but I came in Palmdale. And everything worked out fine. Glided, gear flaps, landed, had enough energy to pull off the runway. And the trucks come out, because I declared, you know, I'm virgin, trucks come out. And they go, what's the matter? And I go, well, you know, I had this problem. And the guy goes, well, you know, Worf.
No kidding. From the voice.
No, they just recognized me from that. And the
They've seen that film.
commander,
They've seen that film. The Blue Angels.
I was like, oh,
I've seen you.
Michael, I've seen that.
You're in our training film.
But and this is how Star Trek helps, is that the commander of the base, because you're not supposed to land there, it's a military base. You do all the secret stuff. And he comes out and he goes, you know, come in, sign a couple autographs, take a little tour of the thing, and we won't say anything to the effect.
Oh, shit.
Just when you take off, do a couple of high-speed flybys. And I go,
Well,
it's great.
That would be favoritism.
No fuel. Yeah. Were you concerned?
You know, no, because they teach
Stardom
you
has
how
its
to,
perks.
because I was taught by ex-military guys, and they teach you how to glide
Mm-hmm.
and how to. You're always looking around for some place to land.
Right.
And if you set up, I was up at 10,000, 15,000, and if you set up 180 knots, you can glide for 15 miles. And you just look.
You find a place.
But the funny thing is, airplanes, boats, anything like that, whenever there's a problem and it gets really serious, they turn into wind. Because you start going, you see the low pressure light or something like that, and you go, oh no, sweetheart, don't do this to me. Oh, baby, please. No, I swear to God. I swear to God, I'll be good. I really, I swear I won't do this to you ever again. And they just, you know, but that was my Chuck Yeager moment.
Wow.
Which I love.
Well, I enjoyed that story. No, you're amazing. And again, another reason why I would never go up with water. Now, on the flip side of that, emotional.
You know, we used to do like Neutrogena commercials.
This I know. That's a shampoo. Neutrogena shampoo, right?
Neutrogena T-gel shampoo.
T-gel shampoo.
It works.
Did you, like, were you on camera for that?
No.
Oh, I had a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I had an image of you doing your hair and, you know, shampooing it.
You know, the terrible thing about, well, terrible, but there are commercials that I did that are out there.
Still. Okay. That's how you paid the rent.
Sure, it's 1970s Atra Skincare.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the beach early in the morning in a tuxedo, and I have two women with me, black women, in chiffon.
Mm-hmm.
And
so far, so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think we went to a party.
That's the story.
And we decided to go to the beach to see the sunrise.
Right.
And it's still, I can still get it. It's on,
We're still
YouTube.
on.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, our fans are listening that one. You can hear it now. You can hear it. Holding that baby out.
Yeah.
Maybe they could also pull up you on the Webster.
I wasn't happy.
It's got to be on YouTube. I go back to this Michael Dorn / Webster. Go to YouTube.
And Parker Lewis.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, guys. I gotta apologize.
No.
You guys didn't do it, and I did, and I was talking to it, and I'm so sorry.
Okay, so let those go. Let's go to Chips, where you're not sorry.
Where I'm not sorry.
Where we're proud. You had the greatest mustache on television.
Yeah,
you had the greatest mustache on television.
Oh, it was me and Sully.
Yeah.
It was Michael Dorn and his mustache.
It was a character.
You could have been.
Did
You're so cool. Of course.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck wasn't Indiana Jones.
He got offered. He was supposed to do it.
I know.
And they wouldn't let him out of acting the last season.
Now, that was a great story about the Chips. I went in to read. I said, I like the friendship. It was very good. We'll call you later.
But you thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
He's going in a different direction.
Yeah, no. They said, we're going to go with
Yeah.
Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jane Kennedy's.
Yeah.
Jane Kennedy.
What?
And so 2 weeks
I
later,
test
said,
it.
oh, we want you to come in and read again.
Why does this keep happening?
I came in and read.
I test them.
And
They
Leon
pass the
Isaac
test.
told him he could ride a
I
motorcycle.
attach them. They break.
He couldn't.
You're
Got on it.
supposed to say yes.
I said yes.
Started it and went into a wall.
He did. And then you were cast.
And then they said, okay. And the interesting thing, my first job as an extra was on Chips. And I left the extra work behind and came back. They didn't know.
As a regular.
On Chips. I said yes. Did you?
I said yes when they said, do you know how to ride a motorcycle on Harper Valley PTA, starring the great Barbara Eden. Have I told you this story?
No.
I was cast as a character named Clutch Breath.
Clutch
and my
breath. What?
sidekick was an actress, full-breasted actress, whose character name was Twin Carbs.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
Right? And lucky for me, Barbara Eden fancied me.
Oh.
She liked her some clutch breath because he came in on a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. So one weekend, Ricky Dean Anderson, from who I was friends with from Nathan, and before I moved to him actually. So he taught me how to ride his motorcycle.
Really?
And I was able to do enough motorcycle driving to keep together and to run into the way. Now see, that's why we do this. I can wait until Barbara Eden didn't get on. Yeah. I mean, the girl who played Twin Carbs was on Star Trek, and I wish I could pull her name. We'll find it.
I was watching something, Wings.
Oh, yeah.
And you were just
Charming.
Oh, no, you were like smarmy. Like, yeah, things I could do to you. That whole, like, oh, let me tell you something. Of course, you didn't get the girl.
No.
Johnny always had a twinkle in his eye, no matter what he did.
Oh, yeah.
If I had a twinkle in my eye, can you imagine what I could have done? I had
Well,
never got.
imagine if you had just one eye.
Yeah, and it twinkled.
We heard a story about
Peter Falk.
the attendant dropped his eye and couldn't get back up. And
Michelle Burt's the dad was in Shadows, the Cassavetes film.
Yeah.
Peter Falk. Yeah. So did you talk about what was the one you mentioned just now, the Emmanuel Lewis show?
Webster.
Yeah.
I tried to get off because he made a face and he crossed his arms like he didn't have time.
It was one of those shows that I shouldn't have done, just because it really kind of. And you guys were really good about that. You didn't want to like cross contaminate shows.
I'm done.
No, you've never done a dating.
No, I have not. Oh, you did work on Webster? In Nick? Oh, that is much more do you know?
Who did Jamaica? I think it was Jerry Christ.
Jerry Christ. And Paramount had to give them approval to use you, I would imagine.
I think it was a Paramount.
It was
show.
Paramount. Yeah.
So maybe you thought, wouldn't it be funny? One of those things.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Did you did it, and I was so sorry.
Did you and Amanda Lewis wind up hanging out after that? Go hanging out? Yeah.
No, I couldn't fit in his house.
Ooh. Oh, dear. I get it. Very nice. Well, I want to ask you a couple things.
I don't get it. He couldn't fit in his house. What are you talking about? Was his house tiny? A tiny house? I love tiny houses. I want to live in a tiny house as long as somebody helps me, because I need help.
You believe in students. We believe in you. Great teachers are made at WTU. Learn more at WTU.com.
That hurts a lot.
This is Arby's cheesesteak with 100% Angus steak and Milky Cooper cheese. Some say it's meat and cheese done right. And some people don't say anything because, frankly, it's rude to talk with your mouth full.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Good news, you can afford that new sectional.
I like eating food. Yeah. I like eating lots of food. Yeah.
With summer deals starting at just $3.99, you too can refresh your home without breaking the bank.
You said you played Warf on next gen?
I thought this wasn't going to be Star Trek.
It's not. But you do have the the 284 episodes.
Yeah,
record. 290. Wow. You've done 290 episodes in 5 seasons of Star Trek. More than any other person. Wow. That's impressive.
Still don't have a plan.
Yeah. Well, that's, you spend it all over the night. I got married a couple times and had some kids. I'm not talking about marrying. We didn't know. You were married. And we've known you for so long.
That is not true.
You're married now, right?
No, that is
Jennifer Joseph is your
that
wife.
is not true.
There's a long biography. Remember when you went to the wedding we had for the Jonathan and Michael's wedding? I don't know, what'd you give them? Did you give them a nice gift?
A toaster.
Yeah, that was really nice. And I gave them one of those ovens.
Yeah.
And then
How long is this going to go on?
But what happened? How is that out there? We were shocked when we read it.
They just
Made it up?
yeah. It's the internet.
Do you know her actually?
Oh yeah, no, we went out first.
Oh, that happened with me with Deborah Lee's son. Oh, you said I remember married her.
Yeah, no. They just put anything there. She and I went.
And she never denied it.
Oh well, I haven't talked to her.
Since she was divorced.
No, she was a terrific and great singer. A really good singer. Yeah. We flew out to Colorado because she was doing those Chitlin Circuit shows. Like Tyler Perry did. Where you don't know this, but it was a whole thing where they go into different towns.
Yeah.
And they would put on these shows, and it would always be black, full black cast, and it would end up being about, not being a man, not, really, you got to take care of your
No, I
kids.
don't know.
And then it
Stop
was,
saying
like,
I know.
very
I don't know.
religious
I'm
overtones,
extremely
stuff like that.
ignorant.
And she
I don't
was,
know.
she was the bad woman, or the woman who shouldn't have been around, and it was hilarious because I'm in a theater, and I was with my buddy's wife, and we're in a theater, all black people, And they're going, oh, yeah, you know, and doing all this stuff. And they're, you know, and all of a sudden, and you shouldn't be with that woman. And here she comes down the aisle. The black women were going, no, girl. No. There she comes.
Oh my God! Wow,
It was so funny.
and she's a blonde. She's a little blonde. Yeah,
She's not little. She's,
oh no, because of the pictures. Well, you're very large.
I was very large then.
Yeah. She looks very small. And we did a deep dive and found pictures of the two of you.
We thought, wouldn't it be weird if you came in the show and you told us that you had been married and we'd known each other?
I want some sun butter.
Years.
You guys, if I had been married, you guys would. Yeah, you would.
Chocolate sun butter.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yummy.
Yeah, I thought I was just fucking invited. You know?
No, Brent, you and Johnny, you don't know this, but I like my girlfriends whenever I'm dating someone. Brent will come up with something.
Tell them to it.
I can't do that.
I love it already.
I can't do that.
No, I love it already.
When I was dating this Russian girl, and I did a call. I'm sorry, I can barely do it. He goes, hello, Michael, this is Angela.
Angela, that was her name. Angela. Yes. I love it already.
He was like, I can't do all of it.
No.
But he goes, yeah, well, let me tell you something. I will stick my foot so far up your ass, you won't know whether you're coming or goodbye.
Every time you date someone.
Every time I date somebody.
Oh,
now the last one, Janice.
Yeah, you don't want to go.
Was probably the funniest, but I can't do it.
No, you can't say it like that.
You can't say
Because you know what? It was apropos, even though it was inappropriate.
it was apropos. And it was
You don't want to do that.
totally inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly. I admit that.
But it was very funny.
Well, you know, so you have really impressively managed to write, direct, produce, and star in your own film.
Yes.
It's really quite an accomplishment.
And it's a wonderful film.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but the script is great. I actually called it Kubrickian
Kubrickian.
in its tone.
Kubrick. Oh,
It takes place in a spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
and strange things
occur.
yes.
So, tell us about this, because it's coming out soon.
And it stars
Michelle Hurd,
Yeah,
Marina Sirtis,
yeah.
and myself.
good lineup.
Good lineup.
Yeah, we the genesis of the whole thing was I wrote a western, and I wanted to get it done, and it made its little rounds, and people liked it, and but it was very hard in those days. They weren't doing westerns,
Right.
like,
Come on.
and so the only way that I thought I could
Yummy
make
snack.
it in
Back
was
to
do
plarn.
something, a small film, so that this powers that be can say, okay, well, at least we know we can do that. And
Yeah.
there's a chance, to build that.
Yeah.
And so, and it was an easy thing because we have such a big following, huge
It's
following.
smart to do a genre that they
Yeah. And Michelle and Marina, of course, just kind of lended to the story. And it's a real character piece, but it just came together beautifully. Special effects, and the editing, and people that worked on it were just.
Yeah.
But what are you shooting now? Is it done? Is the sound?
We're doing the sound.
You're going to London to do the final mix.
You shot it in London, right?
Yeah, which is a very odd thing that you couldn't shoot it here.
Right.
You just couldn't afford it.
Right.
Mhm.
I wish we thought about it earlier because by the time this show is edited, ready to go, it'll be sometime in 2028. Come on, Eric. You can pick it up.
I'll be dead.
Are you going to do a screening for us? Isn't there going to be a screening?
Oh, yeah.
Date TBD date?
Yeah. We should be finished at the end of this month. End of May.
Okay.
it'll be finished.
So right now you're seeking distribution.
Yeah, but there's two companies that are going together.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Great.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah, it is
very
great.
exciting.
And the thing is, the show was fabulous, and it was.
I'll be sure to tell Marina.
Yeah, Marina was. I mean, they really like stepped.
Well, come on.
But you know,
you cast
Yeah.
wonderful actors.
oh yeah. And the thing is that I thought that Michelle doesn't get the credit that she deserved. I just thought that she kind of was a little lost in Picard in a way.
Well, until you showed up. I told the story earlier about when she was supposed to be drugged out of her bed and stuff. And the makeup and hair. Can we do something? Make her hair greasier, put some more makeup on.
It was great.
Johnny.
It was pathetic.
She's
It was
too
pathetic.
funny.
Because Johnny comes up there and he goes, you know, I was, and the thing is, and I could see what he was trying to say. He was trying to say, you're too beautiful. And these days, you can't.
Right.
So he was, I just don't, and Michelle's going, really, everybody's looking around and going, just tell her she's just too fine.
It was so great.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But I gotta say, Jesus.
Coffee. Brent brought up an interesting point with her that she was the one who survived from the original cast of Picard.
That had to be.
She says she had survivor's guilt. Yeah, she had a post-mortem at her house with that cast. That was got to be complicated.
And they didn't tell him. Or no, they did tell him.
It was handled badly in some of the You know what we didn't touch on at all, which I think we should before, is the tent stuff with Seth. Yeah. The tent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you do one of those?
Two of them? I did one. They took two.
Ted two. So Seth has been very good to us.
Yeah, and he's a wonderful director.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't waste time and knows his stuff, and he's very, I read the script and at the end of I think I may have told you this. You know, I'm supposed to be Patrick Warburton's Gabe.
Yeah, they love Brent Warburton.
Husband. And when the script says, at one point, he full-on kisses him.
Right.
I went,
Oh.
You didn't want to do that.
I couldn't do it. And
I would have been on him like a bum in a
oh,
coach.
yeah. So I called Seth. I go, I think it's funny. I just can't do that, And I said, he's a handsome guy.
Don't get me wrong.
And but it was cool.
Well, what my favorite thing is. I mean, of all the work you've done, my favorite character you've ever played, and I told you this one time, I just don't remember. I said, this is the best thing you've ever done. Do you remember what it is now? Anthony. No? What's Anthony? Oh, in the theater. Yeah. No, I mean, it was fine. I lied to see it. It was great. It was in Florida. Yeah. I did. Oh, you did? I'm a real friend. I was also at the wedding. By the way. I gave the bride away.
And I can't find him.
You flew to Florida for that?
No, he was there.
He was in Florida. Yeah. No. I Am Weasel. I Am Weasel. You remember that? No. The series, an animated series he did, and he played Weasel. Fantastic. So funny. Anybody who remember I Am Weasel? No.
I am Weasel.
Nobody remembers. Is that how it talked?
And he talked like this. Yeah. Little time.
Oh, it was good.
Do you know who said the same thing? In a not a great way. It was Rene Bergeron.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, sure. He says, Michael, I didn't think for it until I saw you in I Am Weasel. I went, thank you.
That's coming from you. When I told him this is the best thing you've ever done, you went, oh, is that thanks. But he was.
can't see me.
Really fun.
As long as you can't see me, I'm good.
You got adventure boys, the gargoyles you were on.
Gargoyles.
You know, Spider-Man. You know,
Yeah.
Transformers, Arrow.
Mhm.
We're doing gargoyles again. You know,
We heard
that for 10 years. No, I was told this morning. That's right. They're going to do it to play puck again. No, I can sign that. Is it the live action or is it? No, it's another animal.
So I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you, and I talked to you. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it. Have you seen the obituary that's coming out for Star Trek?
With Kevin?
I mean, it's. I mean, we've seen it.
Well,
It's not, I haven't seen it, so it's like, and people like it. It's not a.
it's gone. The weird, sad, I've said this on record before, the saddest irony, of course, is that it's the 60th anniversary of the franchise that has brought all of us together. And it's the only time in decades that there hasn't any Star Trek in production, which seems strangely inappropriate. It does. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're a vegan, is that right?
Save the money. Check lift. Where's my Old Spice? My cologne-infused Old Spice.
DJ, we're leaving.
Is my Old Spice in there?
I think I'm gonna stay. Stay where? Here on the island?
In this tub with my new cashmere and vanilla Old Spice.
I'm just worried that I'll never see you again.
Dad?
Boy, I'm talking to my Old Spice, not you.
Oh, well, I know. Oh, man. In fairness to our fans, we should tell them all. Yeah. We go to a con. Best part of the con often is the dinner on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And when we go to the dinner, invariably we go to the Capitol Grill, and we go to the steakhouse, we go to, so everybody can pick something from the best barbecue in St. Louis. The best barbecue in St. Louis. And Dora says, okay, fine, I'll go there, guys. And then, they come around the table and eat special food, and we sit on and visit. And 9 times out of 10, they say, we got you covered. And they bring in said, French fries or Brussels sprouts. Nothing on them. Nice, thanks. Yeah. I'm glad you got it. For years, you've been so accommodating. All seafood power comes out on both sides.
I went to Fogo de Chao with Marina.
That's all beef.
Oh, and LeVar is eating, and the bones are piled up. You could actually make another animal with the bones. It was.
I went to one of those places with Shatner, and Gary and Shatner, and I don't eat meat, as you know, but I'm not a vegan. But Shatner, he ate everything. I mean, it was like Marlowe's sausages. It was just a couple more of those.
And then he ordered one of his dessert sauce.
He always did.
Didn't we go to a meal in Germany or someplace?
Bill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Frankfurt?
Probably. At one of the FedCons. Oh, were we about the water?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of bills together.
I've been a vegan 20 years.
20 years. And you feel better, right?
Sounds
Look at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your tennis game?
Fantastic. Played this morning.
Yeah. Well, I've seen photos of all of us, in gatherings we've had, because we actually, for many years, we always had at Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas party.
Yeah. And you look at those pictures, and he's the only one that looks exactly the same. We've all, changed a little bit, but Dorn, it does not. It's the same guy in every picture. And yeah,
It's really
no. I mean, some of them you're happier than others. You were particularly happy in the one where Jennifer was with you.
We're calling her back.
Exactly. I felt her coming back.
It was like you.
It will never leave the Jennifer story. Man, bitch pie.
Jennifer Joseph.
Jennifer Joseph. Should we call her?
actually I didn't look her up, but she's doing some musical thing in Vegas. Like the Jennifer Joseph show.
Oh, really? She's got her own show.
Next, we'll be there.
We'll be there in August. We're going to be in Vegas.
You going to August, show?
Hey, you guys gonna go with me to the vegan restaurant in Vegas?
I would like to, but
We
it's
just can't do it.
no. It's no. We're going to give them a shout out. The Crossroads, right?
Crossroads.
But Crossroads is a vegan restaurant here in Las
You
Vegas.
used to go to one of Melrose. Great burger.
Yeah. And the food is actually quite wonderful. But they have a restaurant in Vegas now, Crossroads, and they do a Sunday brunch buffet.
Oh,
And for $100 or something,
Yeah.
or I don't know how much it
and
costs,
you look
but
at it, you go, oh my God, I'm going.
they have everything, and bacon, eggs, and and it's all vegan. It's none of it's real.
You got a great place that we go now. On the Pure Meat.
Yeah, pure vegan.
But did you go to Crossroads finally? Yeah, the buffet?
No, I never
Yeah,
did.
because he called me and he says, "Hey, look at this." And I looked it up and he said, "Let's go to this buffet." And I was
But it was Sunday night.
it was Sunday, but also I said, "Yeah, but you don't eat that much. How much are you going to eat? You don't eat all you can eat." That's what it was. It was all you can eat. What a waste of money. You're going to eat like one helping of eggs and a couple of strips of bacon, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
that was fantastic. Yeah, but I got early prostate cancer. That's what it was.
yes, we all get it. All men, right? Yeah.
All men get it.
That's what's so.
Except vegetarians.
Yeah.
The urologist said he's never seen a vegetarian with prostate cancer.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now they tell. Yeah.
No, no.
Well, then that's a good reason for us to be vegetarians.
Oh, all the time.
Holy buckets.
There.
What are friends for? Nine.
Oh,
that
Jesus
was
Christ.
free.
In fact, I think
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I don't want to
do you
get
have anything else for
prostate
Dorney? Do you
cancer.
guys back here? Do you have a question for Dorney? These are our guests we have in the
Oh, yeah,
studio
it's a new
here.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real estate.
This is a brand new part of the
you just
show.
have like a little spotlight on.
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Ruby
Oh,
from Chicago.
Ruby from Chicago.
So, Michael, if Brent and Jonathan took a week off from hosting and you were the host for a week, who would you want to be your guest host or your co-host and your guest?
Oh, good question.
Nice.
Co-host.
Here we go.
Probably Michelle.
Michelle Hurd.
Michelle.
She was fabulous.
She's really good. She's really good and incredible passion.
Oh yeah.
Listen, and the guest, there was a guy that I met, well, two guys. He directed Star Trek and wrote The Wrath of Khan. Nick Meyer.
He's still with us. What is he called? Shakespearean scholar.
And he not only Shakespearean but Holmes. He wrote.
Sherlock Holmes. He wrote 7%,
7.5.
Yeah, that was something before that.
Oh,
There was something before that with Christopher Plummer.
Oh, right.
And
Was
I would,
Plummer in the movie that you did?
Huh?
Was Plummer in the Star Trek that you
Yeah.
did?
Oh,
yeah, the last one.
he worked with both of them.
I work with both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second guest is there's a guy I met just recently who was the producer on X-Files. And the reason I liked him was that it's like you and I.
Mhm.
We love those other movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about that, like at a high intensity. And he was very interesting. Both of those guys were just
We'll have to get those people on our show. Thanks.
and Nick had all of these stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
He directed that apocalyptic with Jason Robards. The Day After.
Oh, the day after. Yeah.
He directed Jason Robards.
Yeah. Wasn't Fred Astaire?
No,
That's
On the Beach.
On the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Same movie.
basically.
So good. So good.
You guys didn't get to sit and file out too much today.
No.
No.
So we should do that. I mean, Dorney's a huge cinephile.
I know.
He's watched every film, not watch, pardon, memorized every film.
Well, how did what's his name? Dudes, look at that old East Southern underration chance. Mine just beginning to work, and he see what he's done to himself. Well, take 3.
That's Rio Bravo, right?
But Brett and I talked.
Hey, man, I gotta be 7. You know where I should take this? Excuse me, oh my god. Anybody order a kidney or liver or whatever this is? Anybody? It seems like it's kind of important.
Hey, you got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up.
That time it's on to the pay stuff.
I can do that. Sweetheart, I'm sorry, this is so tough here. Can you hear me?
I want to see Katie for a bit.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking Katie.
It also hurts my feelings that you don't even care enough to come home and have this conversation.
Seriously, I'm working. This could be some 8-year-old boy's heart or someone's mom's brain. Hello? Hello? There's an emergency here. Wondering if I could use your phone?
Hi, you reached Michelle.
Hey, baby, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier. Some things happened, and I can't get a hold of the police. Could you just call me back on this number, please? I love you. Everything that's happened in this town. Why does it matter of hours? You have no idea what Queen's got there in your hands.
Whoa.
Yeah, where was it going?
It's in Raccoon City General.
Hey, no sweat.
I feel so sad for him.
Talked about last night. I had to see it.
Yeah.
Key Largo.
Oh, Key Largo. Oh, Key Largo is so good. Edward G. Robinson is so great in that movie.
And remember we said that when you first see him, he's disgusting.
He's in a bathtub.
Hot, and he's in a bathtub, and he just. And funny, the guy on Turner Classic,
Yeah.
he was the door Key Largo, and they had this guy, I forgot who it was, and he says, "Oh, you know, John Barrymore, the lion, was doing it, and he didn't have the starring role. He had it. And he says, do you think he felt bad about that?" I went, "Are you kidding? He said some of the best stuff ever." You know, when Edward G. Robinson is the storm's going on, and you know, and Edward G. is getting all weird because he can't shoot the storm. And,
Yeah.
and Lionel goes, "You hear me?" He's praying out loud, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And what's been Claire Trevor won an Oscar.
Claire Trevor was supposed to be the shortest performance to ever win an Oscar. And I kind of think The Interest Straight in the network may have been the shorter part.
Well, they said it wasn't the length of the part. She won it because she sang the song.
She sang the song. Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
And Edward G. Robinson and the guys
It was cruel to her.
and he goes, "Okay, I've sang the song now. Give me my drink now." He goes, "Joe, What was that? You were terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's so ugly in the filming, just fantastic. Yeah.
So
We'll have a screening.
if we finish, and it looks like we're going to be finished, like,
Right.
then I may stay and have a screening there for the casting.
Right. In one.
And then I come back here and I want to talk to a guy at Warner Brothers. And they have a place.
Perfect.
And I think it's going to be things like that. It's not going to be a premiere. It's going to be screen.
So that includes us then?
Yeah.
Well, when you have the screening, I don't want everybody to Jennifer will be there, right? I'm never going to stop. Never.
Jennifer is probably turning around. She doesn't know what's going on.
Let me say right now, I loved it.
Brent,
Good.
may I say something?
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Because you're the toughest.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You think? Yes. Well, then I'm telling you right now, I love it.
I love
So
it
don't
too.
ask me again.
I love it too. You're gonna say, Jennifer Joseph played that.
I know.
I'm over here sobbing. If you're not crying about your business, are you doing it right? This is my first time running a business at this scale. My accounting software Zero really made it so simple. You literally think about there's your cash flow. It makes it so understandable for any small business. I don't think my business would look the same without Zero. I was able to really look back at our numbers from last year and realize how much growth we've actually had. We've almost doubled our income.
So that I don't have to zip line or fly anything afterwards.
I was gonna say, all right. This is steep.
Oh, it's out. All right, we guessed on the length, how many to put on here. You just kind of have a feeling for it. Usually you're wrong. But anyway, we guessed on it, and they are going to go pick them up, and we're going to see if this is going to work. So the way we've got this rig, we've got a straight line pull from here, and then we've got a double pull going back to that rig.
Sorry, Matt's off-road recovery, but I need to watch something else right now.
This is 100% great. This is about 45 degrees.
I'm gonna
so it's
pass
100%.
out.
It is.
Unless I engage my brain more.
And Gen X would rather be seen naked and DMV than emotionally vulnerable into the light. It's so true. Has somebody answered this for me? Why does asking for help feel physically painful to Gen X? Not like it's mildly uncomfortable, not like it's a little awkward. I mean, full body allergic reaction. Like somebody said, hey, instead of suffering.
What's that about? I'm Gen X, and I ask for help.
Why don't you just ask someone?
He's a bad man. A bad man.
And every Gen Xer within hearing distance immediately got chest tightness, a twitching eye, and a sudden urge to organize the garage shelf instead. Because we don't like to ask for help. We will do almost anything to avoid it. We will watch 11 YouTube tutorials filmed by a man in the basement with the audio quality of a hostage tape. We'll read a forum post from 2008 written by someone named Full-Dad73 who clearly is not upgrading his grammar since the Bush administration.
Like a personal attack or something?
We will drive to the hardware store 3 3 times, buy the wrong parts twice, lie to ourselves once, and say, I think I got it, with the cockpit of a man standing next to a small electrical fire. Would ask for help? Absolutely not. Those words feel legal. Like we're admitting defeat. Like
I ask for help. I'm Gen X.
And cut off jeans shorts saying, we. The problem is that somewhere in our childhood, Gen X learned a lesson so deeply that it got welded into our nervous system. Figure it out. That was the whole curriculum. Math class, figure it out. Bike chain fell off, figure it out. Locked out of the house, figure it out twice. Parents not home, you better figure it out.
Oh.
Emotions? Absolutely not. Put those in a shoebox and bury them next to the lawnmower.
Instead of letting it out, try holding it in.
And now, here we are. Middle-aged, tired, overqualified for something, underqualified for asking for assistance. Standing at Lowe's, staring at plumbing fittings like we are coding an enemy transmission while an employee says, can I help you find something?
No more than you.
And we say, no, I'm good. Liar. We're not good. We've never been good. We're holding the broken piece from under the sink like forensic evidence and pretending we know what the thread size means. I'm the Dadbot veteran. This is all things Gen X. Today, we're talking about why Gen X hates asking for help. Not because we're better, not because we're tougher, but because somewhere between latchkey childhood, emotionally unavailable instruction manuals, and being told to walk it off, we accidentally turned self-reliance into a competitive sport. Now we would rather injure ourselves with confidence than inconvenience another human being, which is not healthy.
Yeah.
But it's totally on brand. Gen X childhood was not built around constant supervision. It was built around a key, a bike, a microwave, and an implied threat not to do anything stupid enough to require paperwork. We're not managed, we were released. Like raccoons with school schedules. Our parents loved us, but they had a relationship with the systems. They didn't hover.
That was my life too. Yep.
They didn't intervene every time life became mildly inconvenient. They had jobs, bills, divorces, cigarettes, interest rates, and a deep belief that the child was basically whether it existed. But when something went wrong, the first response was usually not to help.
Take yourself, tablet.
It was assessment from a distance. Are you bleeding? Can you move it? Is the bone showing? Is it good? Then you're fine. And that is medicine. We learned early that help was not always coming quickly. Sometimes it was not coming at all. Sometimes help was just your own bad idea with incompetence. You got home from school and made your own snack. You figured out the TV. You knew where the spare key was hidden, which is hilarious because they're gently hidden in 1 3 places. Under the mat, below the door frame, or in a fake rock that looked less like a rock and more like evidence in a burglary trial.
You couldn't possibly have thought you were the first to try this.
Bike tire flat? You learned. Chain popped off? You learned. VCR hit the tape? You performed surgery on that. Electronics veterinarian. Toy broke?
Yeah.
This was a good one. You took it apart, lost one spring.
I was the one that would do the surgery on the VCR. Yep.
Mostly fixed. That was how we learned. No tutorial, no customer support chat, no adult narrating the emotional journey. Just a screwdriver, a bad plan, and the quiet possibility of execution.
Those were the days.
And honestly, it built skill. It built independence. It built confidence. It also built a generation of adults who think needing help means we have somehow failed as a species. That is a problem. Because self-reliance is useful. But Gen X took it, overcooked it, left it in the emotional crock pot for 40 years, and turned it into a weird stew of pride, stubbornness, and lower back. Now we don't solve problems. We take it personally where problems require witnesses. If something breaks, our first instinct is not to ask. It's to stare at it. A long stare. Hands on our hips. Maybe a quiet curse word. Then we attempt to prepare with the emotional intensity of someone defending family honor. Sometimes it works. Sometimes we fix it. Sometimes we don't. But even when we don't, we will still wait way too long before asking anyone else.
I think he's almost done.
Because in our heads, asking too early is like surrender. And surrender is for people who didn't spend childhood assembling their own entertainment out of sick, boredom, and neighborhood liability exposure. Because once you grew up being rewarded for figuring things out alone, help starts feeling suspicious. Not bad exactly, just suspicious. Like a van with no windows. We don't trust it. Because for a lot of Gen Xers, help was complicated. Sometimes asking for help meant being mocked. Sometimes it meant getting yelled at. Sometimes it meant the adult taking over the entire situation while making you feel like you personally disappointed the entire family bloodline. You ask your dad to help with something simple, and suddenly you're holding a flashlight in the driveway at 9:30 p.m. while he mutters things that get a priest to leave. And apparently, You're still holding the flashlight wrong. There's no right way. There's only the wrong way. You could be illuminating the exact goals with the precision of a SpaceX landing system, and somehow he still says, not there, over here. Where is here? Nobody knows. Where is it?
Give me some light. Now I can't sleep.
Here is a spiritual location available only to angry fathers and men who have 3 different types of greases. So you learn something. Asking for help might fix the problem, but it may also come with a lecture, moral evaluation, and a sudden apprenticeship in rage-based mechanical repair. School didn't help either. A lot of us grew up in a classroom where raising your hand too much made you a target.
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete.
Ask a question and have the room turned around like you just interrupted national security. Teachers would say, there's no stupid question.
Yeah, there are absolutely stupid questions.
And we knew it because other kids immediately made eye contact and stored that memory for future use at recess. Children are not gentle librarians. They're trained constitution attorneys with caprices. So we learn to keep our questions quiet. Better to struggle silently than risk being the reason the room found entertainment. That carried into adulthood. It worked. Kids became the generation that would rather quietly mess with new system after hours than admit in a meeting that the training made no sense. Because the training never made sense. Training is just 47 slides designed by someone who thinks robust is a personality. The presenter says, any questions? And Gen X says, nothing. Not because we understand, but because we know asking a question adds 12 minutes to a meeting that should have been an email and has already stolen part of our soul.
So if nobody has any questions, we'll end a little early today, okay?
Yeah, I've got to go. Oh, come the fuck on, Todd.
Okay, and somebody's unmuted.
So we wait. We go back to our desk. We click around. We break something small. We fix it. And we learn. And then somehow we become the person everybody asks. That is the Gen X tragedy. We refuse to ask for help, become confident through suffering, and get punished with responsibility.
It stinks.
Congratulations. Your crash was figuring out, now being everyone else's tech support. Beautiful system. That's where the comedy becomes a little tragic. Because we hate needing people, but we love being needed. We will help everyone immediately, aggressively, almost rudely. Someone says I need help, and the Gen X shows up a cool duct tape, jumper cable, ibuprofen, and a deeply judgmental facial expression. We'll fix your staple and salt to the person who installed it.
Who taught you that stuff?
We'll pick you up in the airport complaining about traffic like it was assigned by Satan himself. We will help you move while silently ranking your packing decisions. We just don't want to be everyone's help. Being helped means being seen in a moment of need. Gen X would rather be seen naked in B&B than emotionally vulnerable in the daylight. Because asking people feels loaded, Gen X created a workaround. We ask things like manuals, tools, books, search engines, videos. The weird guy at the parts counter who smells like a freight cleaner and knows more than most elected officials. We may not ask our neighbors for help, but we'll consult a 600-page repair manual like it contains scripture. We trust tools because tools don't judge us, usually. A wrench may slip and remove skin from your knuckle, but at least it doesn't say, you should have called somebody.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
And that same mindset shows up when we need help. We would rather search the house for one specific tool we bought in 1997 than to ask another human being for 10 minutes of assistance. We'll spend 90 minutes trying to solve a problem ourselves just to avoid a 5-minute conversation. That math makes no sense at all. But emotionally, it checks out. The internet made this both better and worse. On one hand, YouTube is basically a miracle for Gen X. A place where you can learn how to fix a dishwasher, change a sensor, patch drywall, diagnose a lawnmower, and confirm that the noise that our car is making is either totally normal or financially devastating. That is power. Never.
Checklist.
We missed you all day, boy.
You're not as clean as you think. Aren't you glad you used Dial?
With yearly Prevecto Quantum, one injection at your vet protects against fleas and ticks for 365 days, all in one dose.
Ready? Go.
365 in one?
Prevecto Quantum, 365 in one.
Use of caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurological disorders.
One dose, one trip to the vet, 365 days of flea and tick protection. Bravo, Prevecto, bravo.
How does it do that?
Oi, Uncle Bang. Good to see you.
What? The show's coming back? I'm getting the tingles. I'm getting my shivers.
Football is life.
No, life is so much more than football.
Not as catchy, but true.
Ted Lasso is coming back? Streaming August 5th? Must watch! Yes. If you've never watched Ted Lasso, go watch it!
On the other hand, YouTube has enabled the worst instincts. Because now
I order you.
avoid asking for help forever. We can watch a 23-minute tutorial from the man who starts every video with this should be
Oh, it hurts.
which is how you know something expensive is about to happen. We say, I can do that. Based on what qualifications, Stephen? Childhood neglected confidence? That's it? That's the resume. Electrical work. Watch a video. Plumbing. Watch a video. Car repair? That's another video. Minor medical symptoms? Let's Google it until you're either dehydrated, dying, or somehow pregnant despite biology. Filing a formal complaint. Not help. That's panic wearing reading glasses. And yet we do it. Because tools and information feel safer than asking another person. Video won't sigh. Manual won't roll its eyes. The search bar won't ask why you didn't handle this sooner. People might. And Gen X hates that. We'll wait until the situation has crossed several emergency thresholds before involving another human. If any of this feels personal, that's because it is. This is not just a video. This is a wellness training with jokes and unresolved garage trauma. So if you're watching this and realizing that you'd rather learn masonry from a stranger on the internet than to ask for help from your brother-in-law who builds castles for a living, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, because this is the place for the generation who somehow became adults by pretending we knew what we were doing until reality gave up and let us have careers. And I want to know in the comments, what's the dumbest thing you tried to do yourself because you refused to ask for help? And did you fix it, or did you make it worse? Did you end up buying a new one and telling everyone, it was time anyway? That's way more. Drop it below, because I guarantee the comment section is going to turn into a support group of people who own too many tools and not enough humility, which honestly is most of us. Speaking of refusing for help, today's episode is brought to you by Ask Nobody Pro.
See, what I do is I figure it out, or I ask for help. I don't avoid asking for help like the rest of Gen X, apparently.
Our starter package includes 6 out, contradictory internet advice, 1 script screw, a tutorial video where the guy says, you just pop this off, and then cuts to the next scene after clearly fighting it for 20 minutes. A flashlight you hold in your mouth because asking someone else to hold it would suggest weakness. And our patented help avoid this timer, which waits until you're sweaty, furious, and muttering threats at an inanimate object before asking, wouldn't this have been easier with another person? Premium members also receive the emergency pride override. It allows you to say phrases like, I meant to do that. That's how it worked before. It just needs to settle. And the classic, I'll come back to you tomorrow. Which is Gen X for, this project has defeated me, but I refuse to give it satisfaction of closure. Now, obviously, Ask Anybody Pro is a fake sponsor. But if you're a real sponsor trying to reach Gen X, this is the audience you should be paying attention to. Because Gen X buys things that actually solve problems. We love useful tools, love practical gear. This audience has buying power. This audience has loyalty. This audience researches before buying, complains while buying, and then recommends the product for 15 years if it actually works. For real sponsors, reach out. Get access to Gen X before everybody else. Remember, we're the ones with the homes and tools, the aging parents, the adults, the bad needs, and the credit cards we pay off because debt makes us itch. Until then, ask nobody pro. Because asking for help is hard. Making it worse first is tradition. Let's get back to the real stuff. Once you've spent decades figuring out things alone, independence stops being a skill and becomes an identity. That's where Gen X gets into trouble, because there's a big difference between being capable and being allergic to support. Go back now! Capability says, I can handle this. Gen X says, I can handle this, And if I can't, I will drag the wreckage into the garage and pretend I'm still in the research phase. That's not independence. That's emotional taxidermy. With your confidence in the armor,
Emotional
you
taxidermy.
forget to take it off. Think about how Gen X talks. I'm good. I got it. No worries. It's fine. Don't worry about it. These phrases sound reassuring. They're not. They're smoke bombs. I'm good can mean anything from everything is handled to I have not slept properly since Tuesday, and one more person asking me for something may turn me into the dateline. Worry means there are definitely worries. The fine means a small internal committee has been formed and our members are on. You say these things because being low maintenance can be a point of pride. Don't need too much. Don't ask too much. Don't be dramatic. Don't be a burden. Just handle it. That sounds strong. And sometimes it is. And sometimes it's just isolation wearing a work ethics costume. This shows up for everyone. At work, Gen X becomes the dependable, the fixer, the person who knows where the files are, the person who can explain the new system while also quietly eating it.
That poor monitor.
We overfunction. We take on
Poor
too much.
innocent
We say yes
monitor.
too often. We become human junk drawers full of everybody else's emergency screws. Then we wonder why we're exhausted. At home, same thing. We fix the thing. We schedule the thing. We pay the thing. We remember the thing. We research the thing. We worry about the thing. And when somebody asks if we need help, we say, no, I'm good. Again, liar. We are one broken appliance away from speaking fluent demon. But we keep going. Because needing help feels like failing at the role we built for ourselves. And for Gen X, that role is usually the one who handles it. That's why this topic matters. Because under the jokes, there is a real cost. If you can't ask for help, you end up carrying things too long, like problems, and stress, and pain, and grief, and bills, family tension, health stuff, mental stuff, and all the stuff we call fine because saying what it really is would require conversation, possibly feelings. And God forbid we open that kind of habit. Gen X is very good at surviving. But surviving is not the same as being supported. And that is a distinction a lot of us learn late. Maybe too late. We were trained to be useful and reliable and independent and tough, capable. Those are all good things. But nobody told us that good things can become bad when they have no off switch. The smoke alarm is useful. The smoke alarm that screams every time someone makes toast is a problem. That's Gen X independence. Useful, protective, occasionally insane. But here is the uncomfortable.
Occasionally insane. Yep, that's me.
Asking for help
Oh
does
my
not
gosh.
make Gen X weak. It makes
Oh
us
my gosh, you
efficient. I know. Disgusting. I can't believe I'm talking about this.
You son of mine.
Growth language. Everybody calm down. But you know it's true. We've spent so much of our life avoiding help that we sometimes forget help can actually be useful. Not always. Definitely not always. Let's not become naive in the final act. Some help is terrible. Some people help the way raccoons organize a pantry. Technically, movement occurs, but the situation is not improved. Some people make things worse with confidence, which is the most dangerous human combination besides tequila and a trampoline. So yes, discernment matters. But the right help can save time, believe it or not, and save energy, save relationships, save your back, your knees, save you from turning a $40 repair into a $900 lesson called Pride and Plumbing. I don't want to talk about it. And that may be one of the hardest midlife lessons for Gen X. We don't have to earn love by being useful all the time. We don't have to prove strength by refusing support. You don't have to become emotionally available in a terrifying way where everyone sits in a circle and uses the word space as a verb. Nobody's asking for that. It's not jumping to cult territory. But maybe we can ask someone to hold the other end of the couch. Maybe we can call a professional before the bathroom becomes an indoor water feature. Maybe we can tell a friend when life is heavy instead of waiting until we are one inconvenience away from eating shredded cheese in the kitchen at midnight like a feral goblin. It's not weakness, it's maintenance. Because the people who love us usually want to help. That's the part Gen X forgets. We think asking burdens people. But when someone we love asks us for help, do we see them as a burden? Usually no.
No.
We see them as someone we care about, someone who trusts us, someone who needs us. And we show up, complain for flavor, and fix the thing. So maybe other people feel that way about us. I know it's a crazy story, but it's gross. That's tenderness. Ugh. But it's possible. Maybe asking for help is not surrender. Maybe it's letting someone else have the dignity of showing up. Maybe it's trust. maybe it's connection. All can be true. That doesn't mean that Gen X will suddenly become great at this.
I think I need a break
We won't.
from making plarn.
We're not going to wake up tomorrow and start seeing things
And it's
like,
about time for dinner.
during the challenging season.
So after this,
What we might say
I'm gonna
is,
put it all away.
or can I run something by you? Or classic. Good question. For Gen X, that's progress. Tiny, emotionally constipated progress. But why does Gen X hate asking for help? Because we're trained to figure things out. Because help often came with judgment, lectures, or flashlight-related emotional problems.
It hurts a lot.
Because we
It
learn
hurts
to
a lot.
trust tools more than people. Because independence became identity. Because somewhere along the way, being the one who handles it became the role we didn't know how to stop playing. And that made us faithful, made us resourceful, made us adaptable. But it also made us stubborn, made us tired. That's the part we don't always talk about. Because jokes are easy. Jokes work. Sarcasm helped us survive, gave us a pressure valve, let us turn pain into something manageable. But every now and then,
I can't turn pain into something manageable. What are you talking about?
we don't have to do everything alone. We can still be
It just
we can
hurts.
still be sarcastic. We're gonna get better. We can still fix things ourselves when it makes sense. And maybe we don't need to turn every problem into a solo survival challenge sponsored by ibuprofen bad decisions. Maybe the real Gen X evolution is not becoming soft, becoming smarter. Knowing when to handle it, knowing when to call someone, knowing when to stop pretending I'm good means anything useful. And knowing that sometimes the strongest thing you can say is not, I got it. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is, I can use a hammer. Awful. That's terrible mouth. I can't believe it said that. Emotionally suspicious. Oh, it's probably necessary. And maybe if we practice it enough, we can say it without immediately pretending we were joking.
This bottle is completely full.
But I want to hear from you. What's the most ridiculous thing that you tried to do yourself because you refused to ask for help? The home repair? The car repair? The moving furniture? Medical symptoms? You Googled into a full spiritual crisis?
No.
Because asking questions felt worse than suffering. Drop in the comments. Let's build the official Gen X Olive on necessary self-reliance. And I want to feel that. Because that is the Gen X journey. Not smooth.
Put my
not
scissors
at all.
away.
Definitely not graceful. Mostly a series of bad decisions held together by sarcasm and a socket set. And if this hits a little too close to home, hit like, subscribe, share with another Gen Xer who says I got it. Well, clearly not having it. And visit the dadbodveteran.com for merch, all my socials, and Gen X takeover tour information. I'm the Dadbod Veteran. This is all.
I don't sell merch.
Remember, Gen X doesn't hate
I
help.
don't have a merch store.
First, make the problem worse.
I don't sell anything. Everybody else has merch and really great videos because everybody else is really great at making videos.
Do kids want to grow tall to reach
I'm
the
just
pros?
terrible at it. I can't do it.
Or to reach a Reese's? Some might say that is an unfair advantage.
Oh, that hurts.
Everything happens for a Reese's.
Hi, I'm Mother
Everything
Nature.
happens
Have
for
you
a
ever wondered how
reason.
Nature verifies its outdoor furniture sets against little old me? Time for a little tea.
I'll get to you later. I need a break.
Love that.
Time to put away my plarn.
It's a nice day to shop Wayfair verified. Rain or shine.
So, Marty from Gen X fan, it's not because we are naturally calm. Half of us are one slowly loading website away from becoming a local story. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that when everything starts falling apart, the calmest person in the room is usually a Gen Xer? True enough. Not because we're emotionally healthy. Let's not open this video with fantasy literature. But because somewhere inside our undersupervised, cold water-powered nervous system, a little switch flips and says, all right, what's actually happening here? Everybody else is spiraling. Somebody is filming. Somebody is posting. Somebody is saying, I'm literally shaking because the group chat got tense. And Jennifer's standing there with coffee, knee pains, and a facial expression. Somebody's already survived the Cold War, so said she's a lawn dart recall, and claimed yard equipment designed by men who apparently hated children. We don't immediately scream. We do not collapse. We do not ask who's in charge. Because we already know the answer. Probably nobody. And that is that. So we assess. We adapt. We make a sarcastic comment under our breath, and then we start fixing things. Younger generations see that as, why are you so calm? The answer is simple. We are not calm. We are experienced. Calm is peaceful. Gen X peaceful? Please. Most of us have a resting face that says, I know where the flashlight batteries are and I don't trust any of you. We grew up with uncertainty with background noise, Cold War, inflation, gas shortages, layoffs, divorce, crime, hostage crises, political scandals, and somehow, after all that, the official parenting strategy was still go outside. The world might be ending, your parents might be stressed, and the Soviet Union might be doing Soviet Union things, but you needed to get out of the house. You did not come back until the streetlights came on. So when modern life gets weird and everyone acts like chaos, brand new future, Gen X looks around and says, yeah, this feels familiar. We are not raised in certainty. We were raised in a waiting room of disaster where the magazines rolled, the soda machine was broken, and nobody was explaining what was happening. I'm the Dad Butt Veteran, and this is All Things Gen X. Today we're going to talk about why Gen X doesn't panic. Apparently, fear was included in the starter pack. To understand why Gen X doesn't panic, you have to understand the world we were born into. Generation X is generally considered the people between 1965 and 1980, which means we arrived during a very specific window in history. Not the everything's fine window, more like, well, this should be interesting window. This is where the fun begins. The post-war optimism of the 1950s had faded. The country had already moved through assassinations, Vietnam, civil unrest, and cultural upheaval. Then Gen X shows up, and history says, perfect. Let's add inflation, oil shortages, political distrust, nuclear anxiety, and divorce. Wonderful. What? Exactly what every child needs. A lunchbox, a bike, a vague sense that global stability is about to be held together with duct tape. Start with the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a decades-long geopolitical staring contest, except both sides were holding enough nuclear weapons to turn civilization into a sad science fair project. Well, that's good. We heard words like nuclear, missiles, fallout, arms race, Soviet Union, and mutually assured destruction, which is in the same phrase in our floating around children. Mutually assured destruction. Sounds like something a therapist would write down after talking to a divorced couple. Some older Gen X kids remember school drills and civil defense leftovers. Younger Gen X may not have done the full duck cover, but we absolutely grew up under the shadow of it. And even as kids, we understood one thing. If a nuclear bomb drops, the school desk is not going to be the hero of the story. But adults needed a plan, so apparently the plan was, get under laminated wood furniture and hope geopolitics works itself out. Comforting. We all know that. Then came the economy. The 1970s brought inflation, unemployment pressures, and the 1973 oil crisis. Gas lines, and then the 1979 energy crisis, because apparently one oil crisis was not enough. America needed a sequel. And like most sequels, louder, angrier, everybody was tired. As kids, we did not understand OPEC, interest rates, monetary policy, or why adults stared at their bills like they were reading hostage notes. But we understood stress. And after Watergate,
that's a bunch of plarn right there.
Trust in institutions.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plarn cakes.
Which system? The one with
I feel so tired.
Households changed. Somebody had to get home from school. And that somebody was talking a 10-year-old with a key around their neck. And absolutely no business.
Like I said before, I love this cup.
But we did.
This is such a nice cup.
We let ourselves in. We made food. We answered the phone. We knew not to open the door. We learned how to be alone.
I'm keeping this cup. Yeah.
That is where the calm started. Not
It's
from
a good
comfort,
cup.
but from repetition. Nobody was there to explain the plan. And when something goes wrong, you figure out
Okay.
what's moved.
Bye-bye.
Once you
Bye-bye.
understand the uncertainty of the inside of the house makes more sense.
Bye-bye.
We were being trained there